There's Berserk. No idea why he's up there, though. Oh, right. His phantasm is that he can make anything he touches into his weapon. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stone Face Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of Fate Zero. Specifically, we're starting Season 2 now. And once again, thank you to SFR for sponsoring these. In fact, we also have a couple of comments. Let me start with SFR's first. SFR says, from the Patreon, from the episode Forbidden Banquet, which was the last episode of last season, the first one that Lessons was here with us. In Castor's view, when God let his best mate Jane? Sorry, it's the Joan. Spelling of Joan in French, so Joan, die in shame. He cursed the people, and of course God, who abandoned Joan after she sacrificed her life and soul to save her nation and the people of it. He literally lost his holy angel, LOL, to the level that he think humanity have to pay for that lost of a holy saint. And then he becomes so mad, ended up being Bluebeard. So I won't simply categorize Gills is Bluebeard, as a plain villain that easy. A man with innate dark fetish caged by the religion environment, just like a certain character in this show. I really like him depicted that way in Fate, so yeah. Ryunosuke too. The way he described God is just the way how human treated AI or digital creation. It is the same as the relationship of human with God in his eyes. I did find interesting idea from that too.
Oh, like Joan of Arc. So
yeah, that's
Bluebeard knew Joan of Arc, and she died because she was captured by the British and then burned at the stake as a witch.
Was she killed by the French?
No, it was the British.
It was famously, I thought she was killed by her own people.
Nope. Go ahead. I know you're looking for it. Go ahead.
Do you see the lights flickering in my face? No, literally, there aren't any lights flickering in my face. I haven't opened a window or anything.
Okay, sure.
I just said, famously, I thought that was the thing, that she was killed by her own people. That's typically how it's depicted in media.
Mm. I mean, she was killed by the Catholic Church. So I guess she was killed by her own people in a way.
Sorry, having the French spelling is throwing me off. Who killed Joan of Arc? Well, thank you for not answering that one. Captured a year afterwards, Joan was burned to death by the English and their French collaborators as a heretic. So, we're both right. I'm sorry, is that all you had to say?
Yeah, that's all I had to say.
I didn't even think you finished your thought. Where you stopped on the fact, was it the British or the French?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting that that's supposedly what turned them into a monster. Although I don't think that's the level of malice that he has.
Well, he goes over that. That's the entire thing that we focused on during that episode, was that he was trying to get God to curse him, and that nothing he did for 8 years made God do anything, which is why he stopped believing. Also, the fact that the people that killed him were other people that were just after his money and his land. So God didn't do anything, no matter how bad he was. No matter how many people he killed, how debauched he became, God never struck him down. And that's why he's I don't think there's God. All right, we also have Alex V9 from the Patreon, same episode. Hello, Lessons. Welcome to hell. I mean, Fate. Hope you enjoy it. Here are some clarifications, no spoilers. Number 1, what Lessons mentioned about mana transfer is true. We must remember that originally Fate Stay Night visual novel, the source material, is in Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the word. Eroge?
Eroge.
Ero-G-E. I don't know how to... Eroge.
Eroge.
Erotic game. So it
Mhm.
contained 18 plus scenes. But in order not to be just a sex scene for the sake of it, the original author used a derivation of Thelema magic, written by Aleister Crowley, in addition to other forms of magical rituals from myths. How it works is, there are many ways to transfer mana. The most common is through pacts that create a connection with the sender and the receiver, like Bluetooth, pact, and Wi-Fi mana. An example would be like the pact of the master and the servants. Now, when a pact for a transfer cannot be made, either due to damage to the magical circuits, like what happened to Kenneth, something you missed, a curse, etc., mana can be transferred through bodily fluids. The more intimate the form, the more efficient the transfer will be. An example of this would be the crest worms did to Sakura and Kiria. You remember the berserker? It has his face, is the worms and everything. So yeah, they've used a non-sexual version, just a really creepy one. This concept was later removed. It still exists, but is way less explicit in new remakes of the visual novel to reach a wider audience, although it doesn't stop it from being a dark story. Any comment on that, the first art?
Well, I was right, but I can see why they changed it because it's like, yeah, we're gonna make it a game and everything else that it became. Then yeah,
All right. Number 2, the knowledge given to servants is more of an, oh yeah, there are planes, rather than an intrinsic knowledge of the models, types, workings, etc. of a plane. This is the same with the knowledge of the myths. All the knowledge of the modern world that is given to the servants is superficial knowledge. And by the way, even though Saber mentions that she could fly a plane, this is not due to knowing how it works, but more due to the instinct of her passive rider ability.
okay, whatever that is, I have no idea what that.
Ironically, I think he's wrong. Or they're wrong. In fact, I don't know the sex of Alex, so I'm not going to do that here. Well, one, Saber is Saber, not Rider. But I think what they're
Yeah.
referring to is their ability in. You didn't go through it like I did with Griffin. I don't know if I did with Justin. I think I may have done a little bit with Justin. We had cards that showed the skills and abilities of the characters, and one of hers was the ability to ride anything.
Mm.
In fact, I might still have them. Just at least to show you sabers, if I still have sabers. Let me scroll real quick, because
You say Rider is like that reminds me of Saber Riders, which was a 1980s translation of a Japanese giant
There you go.
robot
There's sabers
anime.
with spoilers blocked out from our audience member. But no, I mean Saber is her class. We have Rider.
Alignment lawful good. I don't know, like they're using the D&D
They're not for all of
alignment.
them.
Yeah.
They're not for all of them. I mean, specifically, I think I can't remember. We went through all of these before, but there isn't a lot to it. Let me see. Let me try to make a guess at which one of these is not going to be in the D&D spectrum. Well, like Archer Gilgamesh is chaos good, but that's not.
Chaotic good?
Yeah, hold on. Assassin is lawful/evil.
Lawful evil?
Caster is chaos/evil.
Chaotic evil?
Oh, here we go. Lancer, he's lawful/moderation.
Lawful neutral.
Moderation. Apparently I lost Alexander's near somewhere. I didn't have it when I did Justin's either, but I'm pretty sure I did it with yeah, no, I've seen the cartoon. I'm big up on 80s cartoons. Well, I haven't seen the cartoon, I've seen the opening, the intro for it. Anyway. Number 3. About the real Bluebeard. Baron Gilles de Rais, at least in fate, was a noble soldier who participated in the 100 Years' War in its finale alongside Joan d'Arc, where he fell in love with her. The Baron already had dark pleasures and thoughts that were suppressed by his strong faith in God, but after Jean's death at the stake by the church, the Baron lost his faith in God, letting a pure soul die for a crime she did not commit, and gave free rein to his pleasures and thoughts, which turned him into a torturer, rapist, and serial murderer of children, and practitioner of dark arts. The Baron's reasoning was that he wanted to prove the existence of God by becoming the greatest blasphemy in the world, and whether he would be punished by God or not. Nope, the Baron wanted to be punished by a divine act such as a lightning bolt striking him, or an earthquake destroying his castle by killing him, etc. But as he mentioned, his acts continued for 8 years until the church judged him and hanged him. Note, the church, as well as many people, knew of his actions. However, due to the post-war situation, they ignored him until the church went out to increase its wealth by requisitioning the lands of heretic nobles, or, as he said, theft.
So, lore accurate, I guess, historically accurate in that sense.
All right.
Still needs a killing, though.
4.
Go ahead.
Regarding the dematerialization of the servants, they not only become invisible, they are also intangible. That is why they do not use this state in fights.
I mean, I could see it be very useful in fights.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Unless, no, because it's a whole dematerialization that you don't go through the floor or whatever you're standing in. So
I can't remember, but the thing that comes to me when I'm thinking about this is that there's like a lightsaber trick in Star Wars that people always show off when they're like making their own little fight scenes and everything. That
yeah,
it's like, why don't they do that? I can't remember what it is. Maybe it's like using the Force to hold up the other lightsaber in place and then just stabbing them or something.
no, it's why don't you switch out somebody else's lightsaber with the Force?
I mean, I've seen that one too, but there's a bunch of things. I think there's like one video that has like all of them together, along with the orange stinky lightsaber. That's the same video I'm thinking of. Who's that guy with? I don't know. Just creepily looking at you from the corner. Brown stinky lightsaber. All right, 5. To remove doubts about Assassin, this is his myth/legend in Fate. Asin I Sabah, the original, founded the Order of Assassins, the Hashashin. I know the word, I just can't say it out loud. I'm reading it.
Hashashin.
That's what I said.
Yes.
Being constituted by a group of 19 people, including the founder, within the order, they discarded their own identity, adopting the name Hassin, and mastering an assassination technique. In this way, they were distinguished from each other according to the mastered technique. Example, Hassin of ... In Fate Zero, the assassin summoned is the Hassin of the 100 Faces, having an ability/noble phantasm that allows him to materialize each of his personalities, 100 personas. Actually, there are only 80, but they rounded them up to 100.
I don't think that rounding up works that way.
I mean, it does. Depends on what you're rounding to.
Yeah, it's a pretty big jump, though.
Well, I mean, it still mathematically works. Technically, you could round up to 150 if you wanted, if 150 was your target.
Yeah, you can still keep,
As long as it's on the positive side of the numbers, right?
Yeah.
Really, you could round it up to 159.
Yeah.
Once again, welcome lessons. Hope you enjoy the show. Looking forward to the next core.
Thank you.
All right. Well, did you have any thoughts from last episode?
I just want to see those two jackasses get stumped. You know me, I like my revenge. I mean, justice.
If there's one thing I know about lessons, he likes ass stomping. Let's bring up the board. But you literally just said you want to see you get an ass stomped. Is that not what you just said?
Yeah.
I mean, all I do is I repeat what you say, Lessons. If you've got a problem with what you said, take it up with you.
Okay.
I've
Good.
written a couple of things because obviously I rewatched the episode just this morning. So the public isn't supposed to know what's going on, as this is a whole secret war. And I think it's the church that is supposed to be mitigating that as an intermediary. But I guess it just goes to show how little control the church has over anything, when the most influence they have over stopping Castor's antics was to give a reward for killing him first, which no one did. And then he goes on to summon Cthulhu.
Yeah.
We've yet to see Kodamine's new summon. What it is, after all, of Assassin got killed, and he lost his mark on the back of his hand. But then the Grail gave him a new one, so I've read that out in a completely wrong order. He lost Assassin because Assassin got killed in a fight with Alexander the Great. And he lost his mark because his servant died. Then in a conversation with Gilgamesh about what does he actually want, because the entire indication has been that he doesn't want anything, he's been fighting on someone else's behalf. I guess the indication is that he actually does want something, and the Grail declared that he was worthy of fighting again and gave him a new summon, indicated by he got a new mark on his hand, and we haven't seen what his summon is. That's why Konamine is still on the chart. He's still in the fight.
You said that, and my mind automatically translates it to ketamine.
He is very non-energetic.
Yeah, that would go for Special K. Yeah.
Special K is one of my favorite cereals. When Waver was reading Alexander's biography, most of the books on the shelf have illegible names, but one right next to Alexander's head, when he comes back into frame in large text, is a book titled God is Back.
Okay, can. Never mind.
Tell your friends. I keep talking about if Sola really did take Cain the Seal or not off screen, and I have to think she did. The smudge I refer to on her hand, I had joked about before as being hand-drawn, is more than likely the actual seal. She refers to killing Castor and getting a connection back with Lancer. That would be due to the fact that Cainith used one of the seal commands earlier, thus smudging the mark. And since the church basically put out a hit on Castor with the reward of getting additional seal commands, that all makes sense. Again, you weren't here for the part where... Remember before I mentioned the fact, or actually Alice B9 mentioned the fact that Cainith lost his magical circuits?
Mm-hmm.
Cainith was like the head teacher at one of the magical academies, the one that Waver went to, where they had a big old argument about how to use magic.
Mm-hmm.
Cainith goes to try and kill... God, names are hard. Kiritsugu. They have like a little castle in the woods kind of trap thing. He goes to try and kill Kiritsugu. Kiritsugu has a magic bullet made from his own bones. Because remember, Kiritsugu is the mage killer. It's a special bullet he shoots Cainith with, which destroys his magical circuits, so he can no longer use magic, and he almost dies. Lancer saves him, brings him back, and we find him later, like laying on a bed, waking up from everything that's happened to him. Very hurt, with Sola standing over top of him. Sola is his fiancée, but Sola's fallen in love with Lancer because Lancer's whole mythology is that women fall in love with him. He's got that little thing, that little mole thing under his eye, which apparently is a historical "you're a ladies' man" thing when you have it.
Yeah. I mean, if this is Lancer is
they've said his name 100 times. Hold on, actually, I've written it down.
Yeah, no, it's from the Arthurian legend. Lancer Dulac.
Diramad Divine. For your benefit,
I thought it was
I will paste that.
I think it's Lancelot.
That's his name.
Lancelot.
No,
Lancelot.
He's not.
He's not Lancelot?
He is not Lancelot. Justin had a guess that somebody in the show is Lancelot. It's not him, though. I know you're thinking Lancer is Lancelot because why the fuck not? But no, he's not Lancelot. I'll even share. Um, Justin's thought was that Berserker might be Lancelot.
From
I
yeah.
constantly kind of crapped on him the idea that they would have two
Oh,
people from the same mythology.
he's from the Finian cycle. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm familiar with it.
yeah. You also missed that episode where they literally do like half an episode or maybe a third of an episode is literally showing his backstory. Like, and that's why I showed you that these people are on the board. They're listed as dead because obviously they come from Lancer's backstory. In fact, I didn't have to paste the name. Damn it! Look at the board. His name is right there under his Lancer. The name
I
right
saw
there.
here Berserker Lancelot.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Now that's kind of a spoiler then. I only put that there because Justin thought it, and then I confirmed to Justin that it is actually true that he is Lancelot. So spoilers that. Anyway, what I was saying before is that Kenneth wakes up like on a little stretcher sort of thing with Sola standing over it. Lancer is not doing anything implicitly to make Sola fall in love with him. It's typed out to be like a passive thing that just happens to women around him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, panty
she
wear.
she basically tells Kenneth that she wants to be with Lancer, or implies that to the degree that she wants the mark to be Lancer's master. Implying that since Kenneth lost his magical circuits, he can't do anything really. And Kenneth's like, fuck no. I might have
So
lost
yes,
my magical powers, but I'm still gonna do this. And then she like is holding his hand like carefully, as though, oh, I care about you, I'm trying to do what's best. But then she like snaps one of his fingers back. And to his credit, he doesn't scream or anything. It seems like he's too in shock to do anything. And then she says, either you do this or I'm going to cut your hand off, in which case you'll lose the mark anyway. And I'll just take it that way. And then in a later scene, same episode, she has a conversation with Lancer and shows, oh, I've got the mark, by the way. And we haven't seen Kenneth since. So we don't know if she, like, fucking killed him, cut his arm off. If he just, like, all right, fine, don't cut my arm off, please. But Lancer has also been saying, like, I don't care that you have the mark. Kenneth summoned me. I'm here for Kenneth. You might be able to control me, but he's the guy I report to. So Lancer's been showing that he's more loyal to Kenneth than he is the concept of the mark. Even though Kenneth also used the mark to make him do things he didn't want to do. Well, like Berserk, like episode like
I
3
guess
comes out.
Keenan had a magical dysfunction. I guess.
Well, I mean, like episode 3, I think it was, where they all meet each other up the first time, and Berserk comes out and starts fighting Saber. And Saber and Lancer have been having a fight, but then Lancer's like, oh, I'll fight with Saber against Berserk because it's the honorable thing to do. And then Kenneth is like, fuck no, this is like 2-on-1 situation. That's good for me. Let's take Saber out. And he's like, please don't make me do this. And he uses one of his 3 command seal commands, kill Saber. So he didn't want to do it, but he was ordered to do it. All right, my last note here. The end of the episode countdown is at 84 hours, so we were looking at about 4 days left in the Grail War, assuming that's what the countdown is moving towards.
I mean, I haven't seen the rest of it, so I can't.
Well,
I
neither
cannot
have
tell
I,
either way.
actually.
Yeah.
In
No, but I
fact,
haven't seen the rest of the episodes before this, so I don't have a point of reference.
every episode ends, like, when you go to the black screen and it says the name of the episode, there's a little countdown timer that's going. And as I'm saying, last episode it was at 84 hours. So implying it's counting down to something. I think the whole thing started at like 160 hours or something.
124 hours.
I think that's what I'm saying. Don't like do the math because I'm not sure about that. But
about a week worth of.
Yeah, but it's at 84 hours now, and we don't know what it's counting towards. I would assume the end of the fight, but don't know.
See.
I mean, any other thoughts?
Nope.
All right, well, I guess let's go ahead and hop on into it.
But before we get started,
Make sure that you hit the like button.
Hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
on top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
Unfiltered.
Uncensored.
And uncut.
as well as some early access stuff,
You can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
もし本当に怪獣がいたら交戦許可って降りるんですかね。
これが怪獣映画なら俺たちきっとやられ役だぜ。
Thus further implying that other people see it and know what's happening.
カバセイルだ。
笑えませんよ、それ。
まあ、なんであれすぐにはっきりする。
Hey, it's JSDF.
I mean, you don't have the kind of firepower to take on anything.
You
Those
don't know
area
that.
missiles are not gonna do. Those area missiles are not gonna do much of anything.
I mean, we don't know. It's being cut open by swords. Who did you say you favored?
Artoria?
Was it Lancer?
No. What's her name? Saber.
Oh, you went main character? Ah, how cheap.
あれではキャスターを打ち取れない。
すげえ、すげえよ。マジすげえよ。
Why don't you still kill him though? If he dies,
Yeah, the implication is that if he dies, then it'll be done too. Sorry, I'm trying to remember because I think very specifically somebody said something like that last episode. Also, new opening.
I'm saying new season. But can the
I think if the master gets killed,
servants can kill
I'm
magical?
pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think they said something like that last episode. Maybe it was Waver talking to Alexander that he was like, "You're ashamed to have such a weak master because if I get killed, you go too." Oh, Kane is still alive. He was there in the opening. He's in a wheelchair, which doesn't imply anything
Oh.
great because he wasn't in a wheelchair before. Yeah, see,
they're
wheelchair
still
right
in
there.
the-
Saved her, I guess. I don't know who the hell that was. Was that what's his name's wife? Nope, that's her right there. She's not bleeding black from the mouth. Though apparently she'll die. You don't get the ghost vision thing unless you're dead.
But that also means that Castor and
Well, she's
Officer
not. Yeah,
Wise.
no, he's the master. She's just traveling around with. I don't know why we're getting a young version of him. Saber travels around with her because he's using his own wife as like a decoy. Although technically they've already stated she's a homunculus, so she might have already died a while ago.
前代未聞監視係の報告によればミオン川一帯は濃い霧に包まれているもののすでに多くの野獣馬たちが集まり始めているようです
To be fair, a thick fog is the best way to say, oh, it was a gas release and everyone had a hallucination.
協会にも協力を要請しなければ
Although we can affect people's memories with magic.
時臣君は我が
I told you Waver did that with the people he's living with who think he's their son for some reason.
綺麗よ隠蔽工作は
Is this guy blind?
私の方で手を打つ
I don't think so. He's like one of those anime characters that just opens his eyes.
父上
okay, you gotta hit the head of the creature. You're just at
Just clearing the field so she can walk around. Oh, so Gilgamesh is taking the field. I did really appreciate the fact that she can walk on water because she's blessed by the Lady of the Lake.
そうは思わんか時臣。
これ以上の目撃者が増える前にあの怪物は抹消
I'm sorry, you're just like floating in the air on a golden throne?
に神にかけておうよ あの巨獣は御身の庭を
Yeah.
荒らす害獣でござい
Or
ます。
what is this?
どうか手塚らの中陸を。
そんなものは庭師の仕事だ。それとも時を見、よもや貴様は俺の宝具を庭師の隙も同然と愚弄したいのか？
滅相もありません。しかしご覧の通り、他の者どもでは手に余るありさまです。真の英雄たる真意を知らしめる好機です。どうかご英断を。
To be fair, if you're antagonistic towards your servant, it's not a good idea to take out Caster. Well, because it gives your master more you have to do what I say uses. So really, it's only a good thing for the good guys.
Yeah, you gotta take out Caster, who's in the middle of this.
Or Ryunosuke.
Oh, Ryunosuke, yeah.
そんな
Which is a child murderer himself, so.
時よみ、お前への義理立てと思って封建放送の4丁を使い捨てた。あんなものに触れて汚れた以上はもう二度と回収する気にもならぬ。俺の寛容を安く見るでない。
あの怪物を倒しうる英雄は御身しか荒らせられませぬ。あれほどの再生力がある以上、奴の総体を一撃のもとに消し飛ばすしかない。それが叶うとすれば英雄を御身の怪力権を置いて他には。
しで者が我が司法たるエアをここで抜けとわきまえよ時を見。王に対してその妄言憤敬にも値するぞ。
Pretty sure they said that the deal that he made in summoning Gilgamesh is that he would listen to what Gilgamesh says.
間違いなく英雄王との関係は決裂してしまう。そもそも
Oh yeah, he also used a command against Gilgamesh before. Gilgamesh was going to get into a fight with Berserk, and he ordered Gilgamesh to leave the field.
なんだ
Yeah, that doesn't look strange at all.
6時方向にも妙な光が浮いてます。ヘリじゃない。UFO か何かですか？あれ。
I'm glad they had the same reaction I did. What the fuck is that?
状況を報告されたし。
報告は、いや、その、
もう少し高度を下げて接近してみます。
待て小林、戻ってこい、ディアボロス。
もっと間近からの死人ならあれが何なのかが。
Yeah, he's gonna crash.
小林。
Oh, that was that guy. Sorry, I thought they were both getting taken down.
Yeah, so did I.
Also, shame. I guess he never went weapons hot.
Never got a chance.
コントロールよりディアボロ1、一体何が起こってる？報告を。
目だ。目がある。そこいら中にびっしりと。
目とは何だ？
この俺も食らう気なのか。
大木一。
ディアボロ1、エンゲージ。
待て大木。一体何が。
No, do not have permission to fire.
殺す。小林の敵だ。全弾を叩き込んでやる。
There's Berserk. No idea why he's up there, though.
まさか。何しに現れたんだあいつ。
若者乗り出すでない。
この後に及んでまたやつか。
Oh, right. His phantasm is that he can make anything he touches into his weapon.
おお、またしてもあの狂犬か。 面白い。
So I guess technically he's
私
making.
はマスターの相手を。よかろう。遊んでやるがいい。それでは、ご武運を。
Okay.
Cool. Master Magician's gonna take on guy half eaten by worms.
地に伏すが相応の犬の分際で。
Like I said, he had to command Gilgamesh to disengage from the fight with Berserker before, so.
チョコ材な。
But why does Gilgamesh have a spaceship?
That can go supersonic, I take it.
I mean, it's like, is there a myth where Gilgamesh encountered aliens?
I don't know. Well, there's a myth that the gods of Ur had sky chariots, like clouds chariots, but that's about it.
変わり果てたな。的を狩りや。
I don't remember if I mentioned this before.
魔導を諦めておきながら。
Motau here, the guy being eaten by bugs, is also in love with that guy's wife and has been like giving gifts to his kids because his kids know. Oh, he's actively trying to save one of the kids that apparently he sold to his master. Yeah, I don't know. It's very weird. Like he clearly loves his other kid, but he had to give up. I think it's because it's like
今君がこの場で気にかけるべき事柄か。
subservient family sort of situation.
問われるまでもない。マナ娘の未来に幸あれと願ったまでのこと。
なんだと。
西を設けた魔術師はいずれ誰もが苦悩する。秘伝を伝授し得るのは一人のみ。いずれか一人は凡俗に落とさねば。
I mean, at least he's explaining it now better than I probably could.
とりわけ我が妻は母体として優秀すぎた。凛も桜も共に等しく希代の素養を備えて生まれてしまったのだ。娘たちは二人が二人とも魔導の家紋による加護を必要としていた。いずれか一人の未来のためにもう一人が秘め持つ可能性を摘み取ってしまうなど、親としてそんな悲劇を望む者がいるものか。
凡族。あの遠い日の母とこの姿を。この男は。
Again, he's sacrificing his life to save the other little girl by basically taking her place.
才能について望みをつなぐには養子に出すしか他にない。だからこそ魔頭の申し出は典型に等しかった。聖杯の存在を知る一族であればそれだけ根源に至る可能性も高くなる。魔術師とは生まれついてより力あるもの、そしていつしかさらなる力へとたどり着くもの。その運命を覚悟するより以前からその責任は血の中にある。それが魔術師の子として生まれるということだ。私が果たせなくても凛が、そして凛ですら至らなかったなら桜が。
I don't know. Sakura is like fucking traumatized for life by the fucking worms.
貴様。愛争えというのか。姉と妹で。
仮にそんな局面に至るとしたら我が末裔たちは幸せだ。
何？
栄光は勝てばその手に、負けても先祖の家名にもたらされる。かくも憂いなき対決はあるまい。
貴様は狂っている。
語り聞かせるだけ無駄な話だ。
I mean, to be fair, this guy has been the guy who's manipulating everything behind the scenes so far. Like, the church guy is in league with him. So is Kodamin. Kodamin's basically serving his desires too, so everyone's like basically working for him. I mean, it's a cool use of I make everything my weapon. But what the fuck is going on with the pilot inside the jet right now?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I think that guy is very much dead.
Couldn't survive the G's.
Yeah. He's not Macross.
I mean, for all the Macross we've watched, still the coolest fighter jet in anime I've seen so far. Demon fighter jet thing. Oh, you gonna show us who your new summon is, Kodamin? I don't know who would have been stronger, this guy or Kaneth. Kaneth was pretty badass when he had power. Yeah, so Kodamin was like badass without a summon. For some reason, he was like the fucking Terminator when he was fighting by himself. Yeah, remember the worry here is if this thing starts killing people on its own, it won't need casters mana. It'll get mana directly from the things it kills. Though I wonder what would happen if it killed Ryunosuke.
Uh-oh. Somebody thought about doing exactly what I said.
Oh, did he get chopped in half? Is the leg going to be there because he got chopped in half?
Yeah. He got shot, I think.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The mage killer hasn't been present. I think it would have been artistically better if the leg was there because he got chopped in half, though.
Dude, shoot him in the head already. He's still monologuing.
I mean, he's not even close enough to hear that this guy's monologuing. The thing is, what if Cthulhu thing kills somebody right now, and then it would have the power to keep going even without Caster and Ryunosuke?
Yeah, but it should give him an opening.
Oh, there you go. Got what you wanted. I was waiting. Like, is the thing not going to fade away?
龍之介、我がマスターよ。私を残して先に行くとは。ですが龍之介、ご心配なく。このジルドレイ、あなたとの約束は果たしますゆえ。龍之介を将来様へ、私からの手向けを、最高のク
You're gonna bring him back to life?
I'm just surprised he's not fading away himself.
どうやら当たりだったようだ。
サーバントたちが怪物に引きつけられている隙に次のターゲットを処理しますか。
待てまいや。あれはただの化け物じゃない。
Of course he would.
生を繰り返す不死の怪物だ。消失する前に川岸にたどり着くのは目に見えている。それで捕食を開始したら終わりだよ。新たな発言を得たキャスターは限界し続ける。
そうなれば被害はますます拡大し、聖杯戦争そのものが破綻する恐れが出てくる。
そういうことだ。
ですが、不死の怪物をどうやって。
奴を一気に消滅させるしか手はない。それにはただ一撃の。
I mean, Gilgamesh could have done it, but he's like, fuck no.
Yeah.
焼き払う。
Oh, a nuke.
ホーグでも大軍ホーグでもない。対上ホーグが必要だ。
An anti-fortress.
Phantasm.
対上ホーグがある。今はランサーの槍の呪いで。
Phantasms are what they call their superpower things.
ここは一つ。奴らの騎士道精神とやらを見せてもらおうじゃないか。
Yeah, so you got the timer. And a new ending, too.
Yeah, I thought this was gonna be we're gonna have a fight and that they're gonna kill it, and then the season will continue with something else. But I guess they're gonna.
Well, the thing is, it's
a couple
all
of episodes.
Well, no, it's all motivations, right?
Yeah.
Well, some people don't give a shit about what's going on here. That's proven. One Berserker is just fucking berserk. When they summoned Berserker, they legit also cast a spell on him while he was being summoned to make him berserk.
Oh.
So conceivably, he may have been calm at some point, like, you know, Berserkers go berserk at a trigger thing, but they made him extra berserk. And again, they've had that fight going since like episode 3.
The one with the monster?
No, him and Gilgamesh. As I said, Berserker went to fight everybody, basically, and Gilgamesh like went whole hog on him. Like, he did his whole phantasm thing, and then his master goes, "No, wait, you can't like give it all away, all your superpowers and shit. Gotta hold some of that back for the fight." And Gilgamesh refused to acknowledge that, and he had to use one of his like master power commands.
And so this is the guy with the homunculus? What the that wife?
The ones on there, yeah.
無駄なあがき。
上昇の王は高らかに手に取る奇跡の神明を歌う。
痛ましくて見るに耐えぬ死滅する気か。
ここで食い止めなければ。
頼んだぞ、セイバー。
I'm going to assume the Saber's going to destroy it then.
Oh, she supposedly has the ability to do so, but...
Well, I mean, there's a famous image that I've seen of this show, even though I've never seen the show before. There is a specific D&D build that's based on Paladin Sorlock, basically. Or not Sorlock, Paladin Sorcerer. And it's...
Palak?
No, that's Paladin Warlock. I'm talking Paladin Sorcerer. But in the forums from back in the day, I don't know if it's still there, the main thread about it was called Infinite Blade Works. And all the art was of Saber in that. and one of them is literally Saber hands above head, like bright, glowing golden sword, like splitting the sky. So, golden shrine, Saber's like right there in front of the thing. I can only think maybe that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you got your guys dead. I'm surprised the caster is still around, but maybe that's an element of maybe Cthulhu is keeping it empowered enough to stay in the world.
I guess so.
I mean,
they did say he would reach the shore before he fades away. So
well,
I
that
guess
was Cthulhu, though.
Yeah.
They were talking about Cthulhu infinitely regenerating and everything like that. And the idea is that if Cthulhu kills somebody, it's going to get their mana and it's going to have enough strength to stick around and keep killing. But if Cthulhu can kill stuff and take their mana, it's possible that Caster, who's like inside of it, connected to it, could feed off of that too and stick around in the world. Because the idea that once the master is dead or the fight is over or whatever, that they cease to exist is kind of an inborn element. Because if I don't remember if this is something you were here for, writer Alexander, his wish, if he won on the Grail, would be to be real again. To not go away, because he wants to actually conquer the world. So he's got to be around to do that. And if he, like, the Grail War is over, he goes away. But the idea is there's only one wish, though. And if Waver doesn't have a wish, right?
Yeah.
And we don't know what Waver's wish is. Alexander keeps suggesting that it's to grow 2 or 3 inches. I mean, it's a joke, but it's the only thing that's been suggested so far. Waver hadn't said a thing.
But yeah, it's interesting. It just the episode kept my attention in a way that it was surprising, because it's like, oh, it's going to be this fight and they're going to keep cutting at it. It's like, no, but this is happening and this is others happening and this is guy who needs a killing, and then there's Berserker who's doing a dogfight against Alexander the Great, and
Gilgamesh. Alexander the Great's the guy with the bull and chariot.
Yeah. So yeah,
like I said, it's a story where everybody has their own motivations and they don't all implicitly care about the others. The only reason these 3 are working together is, I guess, essentially they're the good guys. Because I mean, Ryder comes up and Saber like tells him what the plan is, and he's like, now I want you on my team even more. And she's like, I'll make you pay for that when this is over. Like, they're implicitly, he's friendly, but at the end of the day, we're going to have to fight each other. This is the Highlander rules. If you guys are fighting that thing and one of you dies, yay. I mean, I'm certainly that's what Gilgamesh has to be thinking, especially that, and he doesn't want his toys to touch something so dirty. That's what he said. My 4 swords my swords and spears have touched that thing, and I do not want to get them back.
Oh, there you go.
All right, well, that has been Fate Zero. Once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?